to the Shades podcast. We're your hosts, Billy Boy and Amanda,
Amanda.
joined today by a very special guest that we will provide the stage in a minute for him to kind of introduce himself as well as give a little insight into what he does and just so that we can get to know him a little better. Welcome, guests.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Um, is this where I got to start talking about me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Feel
Yeah.
free, man. Please.
Um, my name is Phineas Stephen Kahabi. I'm a basketball trainer slash coach. Um, I run a program, a basketball training program called the Match Basketball. Um, basically, as a young individual in society, just try to use my passion to create a platform whereby, I mean, you could change mindsets but still doing what you love, you know? I mean, we don't all have to be this people or that person to be able to be in an area we can help people change their mindsets. So I use basketball to help individuals attain that. And within my program, I have different programs whereby I kind of grow my reach and make sure that each and every part that I envision to reach is being fed with great information, not only basketball wise, but also life 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 teachings that could at least help them be successful in society. Yeah. So
That's
that's it.
great.
Yeah.
That's great, Phineas. Um, so we've probably known you for a while, but our listeners probably don't know you, and they've probably never heard of Unmatched, or they've just heard it on the surface level. Can you tell us more about the genesis of Unmatched and how it actually came to birth? What were you thinking? How how do you get to Unmatched?
Oh, yeah. I grew up. I started playing basketball. Just bringing this back to people who don't really know about it. I started playing basketball when I was 4 or 5 years old. My dad got me a little hoop, and since then I've been I've been playing basketball, and going to my high school years, it started getting serious because now you get more opportunities from it, and all this time I grew up playing basketball. It's as like it has always been the same story. Basketball is never a sport that will take you somewhere. Basketball, you can do basketball, but not in Africa, not in TZ. I mean, you can engage in basketball, but as long as it's not a thing you can make, I mean, as long as it's not a thing you can make as a passion or job, you're safe. So it's always been that, and the system, people are blaming the system here and there. So fast forward, after I finished high school, as I was
Mm,
waiting to go for my unis, um, I got in touch with a guy, a friend of mine, who was like, "Yo, if you do want a job as you wait for uni, because as you know, when you finish high school, you're always just gonna try to be independent here and there." Yeah,
mm,
I got a job training kids, and it kind of felt good, you know, at first. Like, yo, I'm doing what I love. I give a kid a smile. He's happy. And at the end of the day, whatever I'm doing, it's effortless because, hey, I've been doing this for a long time. So
yeah,
going into that mindset, there's always been an urge of doing something different, like something out
mm,
of the norm, um, just something that would sparkle some light into basketball. And my main key is to make sure that even though somebody doesn't play basketball, but when he sees what I'm doing, he will be like interested in in one way or another. You get my point.
yeah,
So that really made kind of birthed the genesis of unmatched basketball. And the reason unmatched is because whatever you're gonna get right there, whatever you're gonna, any single time you encounter my trainings on any program that I've been running, it's something that wasn't there. So to solve a problem that is existing, you need a different type of mindset, far from which created it. So, and that mindset has to be different. And when you talk about different, you're talking about unmatched. So
Yeah.
right there and then, I mean, the theme cam, once you have a name for something and you really take time to really understand what does it mean and research for it, because I did my due diligences trying to research for the name. You get to a point whereby when you get that name, it carries the vision, it carries everything, it carries how you do things. So you would never find anything done by me just done for the sake of just doing. It has to portray the standard of being different, the standard of being unmatched. So from that's when the unmatched basketball came into existence. And I'm glad it's 4 years now on the road, and it's been a great journey.
Okay, and I was saying, you've done it for a while. You've built up some experience. So,
Yeah.
what's one thing you wish you had known when you first began your career?
I remember I was just talking to my guy today. Um, Shout outs to Kun. He's one of my guys who I, I always come in Arusha and always host me, and I train him. I wish people I wish people knew that this too shall pass. Had that type of mindset in a sense whereby when I was starting, like there's a lot of things um I was worried about. You know, there's a lot of things I was worried in terms of. I mean, can I get there? Will this be done? Will this camp be done? Will this program be sustainable? And in the end of the
Mm.
day, if you stay faithful and you put in the work, everything will pass, man. I mean, if you get your highs, I mean, it'll get to a time you get to your lows. If you get to your lows, there'll be a time you get to your highs. So having that type of mindset that yo, this too shall pass. I know it's not, it doesn't look like it, but this too shall pass. It gives you it just lowers down the pressure of trying to perform, and sometimes like even the outside noise might be too much, because mind you, in like it wasn't easy convincing my parents with the path I'm trying to take. So
Yeah.
just from that and just being like one out of zero family members who have just decided to follow their passion. It's so hard to convince a family like that, but I'm glad I persevered through it, and I think that's where most youth or individuals tend not to be consistent in the journeys because they're worried about what's being thrown out to them right now. But hey, man, any road worth taking, I think it's worth fighting for. And every single time you counter those first tests, they're there to just test if you're really meant for this thing or not. And if you survive that, you can survive anything that comes to you at any time. So during my during the times that I'm starting, I think I wish I had that mindset that you know what, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Don't worry about this, Phineas. This shall pass. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but this too shall pass. And hey, I'm here now. Whatever I did back then, wherever I went wrong, it was all for a greater good, which brought me here right now. So yeah,
Amen. That's good. Tough times never last.
exactly. Some people do.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, um, when people normally like to talk about the journey, they normally like to talk about the accomplishments and
Hmm.
this and that. But this question will be more about failure. So, what was your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Biggest failure.
Yep.
Um, I would say like I remember like 3 days ago, I was in Monduli, in Okeswa,
Okay.
Arusha. I was doing a coaching training session, and I was talking to these guys, young coaches. I was telling them failure is a lesson in disguise, and the way I put it is that I wouldn't say I truly failed. It's like I learned a whole lot, and
Mm.
it took me to a different being of who I was. I remember um, doing a doing a basketball tour in um, in Arusha. So every single year, I normally do my trainings, I do my camps, then I do my tours. So my second year, I did my tour, and I almost went bankrupt trying to make sure everything goes as planned. Mind you, as I told you, when you carry the name, you carry how you do your stuff and everything. So I did a basketball camp in Arusha, and I had to pay for the place that I was supposed to get there, I was supposed to use. And the people who showed up wasn't as much as expected. And to some of them who showed up, they came because I couldn't tell them to not come because they were brought there. So in the end, my passion got me into a lot of debts that made me postpone a whole lot of things that after. And but going back, learning about that, I'm saying that because that really changed my whole trajectory of how I did my things through the rest of that year and all the way until up January last year. That's when I started picking up momentum. But all in all, is that when you do business, one thing I understood about that is when you do business, don't put your passion or emotions into it. You got to make sure to
Mm.
separate your passion of business. And as young entrepreneurs, young kings, young people who are trying to do business or trying to start things of their own, um, I'm a guy who loves people, who loves helping people, but still I'm a business guy. I gotta make sure my things are working right. People that are helping me out are being supported well. If I let my emotions or my passion get in between that, it gonna cost me a whole lot, not only to my workflow, but also the people who surround me. So to me, that was my biggest failure in terms of not being able now to be consistent or making that a success. But also, as I told you, that's a lesson in disguise that, yo, next time, if it's, you gotta be able to separate that business and passion, and to a great amount, to the moment right now, it has been very, very successful. I mean, in terms of how I run things right now.
That's great. That's great. So, Phineas, could you say you're doing or you're living out your dream job?
Um, to be honest, dream job is, first of all, if you ask me I mean, 5 or 6 years back, who did you want to be? With my honest answer, and with the people that really knew me, they'll tell you Phineas wants to become anything related to basketball. I really never knew what I want to become, but I wanted to become something to do with basketball. Fast forward 6 months, 6 years now, I'm a basketball coach and running a program here and there. Is that my dream job? I love where I'm at because it's where my passion is, right? Um,
Yeah.
Probably maybe there is something greater I'm trying to evolve to, and that would be my dream job. But if I can put it clearly, is like I'm so happy with where I am. I work better. I'm performing better. I'm enjoying the
Yeah.
environment of what I'm doing my stuff with. Is
Yeah.
this what I want for life? It might be yes, but if there is something greater than this, I'm well like prepared for it too. So yeah, that's it.
It's nice to hear, love. It's nice. Okay. So
Yeah,
we talked about Unmatched, and we know you from Unmatched. Who is Phineas
yeah,
outside of, like, apart from Unmatched? Because, like, it's like in our circle, the people that I know, the people that you know, the people that we know are both, like, together intersected. When we talk
yeah,
about Phineas, we talk about basketball and Unmatched. So,
yeah,
is there a Phineas outside of basketball? Is there a Phineas outside of Unmatched? And who is he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Phineas outside basketball. We'll try again. It's so crazy because today I had to ask my guy like, yo, what's my hobby? Because I feel like people don't really know me outside my basketball career. And
Exactly.
I'm first of all I'm social. I don't know how I can put it, but I like socializing with people. Not to a great extent, but I'm a guy who really likes to socialize with people. I like having conversations with people. Um, in, yeah, intellectual conversation with people, be it in terms of life, be it in terms of basketball, be it in terms of everything. When we can have those conversations, I love to to help educate people with the little experience that I have. Um, I love music. Um, um, in terms of trying being on the production side, I'm trying here and there to be able to be a master in that.
Really?
Phineas, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a low key kind of hobby that the few people who know me really know me. Um, Last thing I can say, I'm goofy in terms of I'm so friendly and it's so crazy, but that's how it is. I mean, any single time you see me anywhere, you can just pull up on me and we can just have fun and talk. And last thing is Phineas is a guy whose number one dream. I think my number one dream I could say, and which is it might be so crazy to some people, is a guy who aspires to be a great dad. And it's so crazy, but one reason why I'm saying that is because I believe as a man, as I'm growing up, if I can be able to achieve that, and and through that is like I engage myself with kids a lot. I I do basketball. I do everything with kids, trying to understand how can I be a great dad in the future. So Phineas is that guy too. So yeah, I mean that's all you can say about Phineas outside basketball, and yeah.
Okay, okay. So Phineas, outside inside basketball, I really don't know. But who are your three most influential people that have influenced you in a different way, like they stand out in your life. Like these three, they really did it for me.
Mm, three most influential people in my life.
Mm.
First of all, I'll say my coach, my my mentor. His name is Karabani.
Oh,
This is a guy, yeah, who's always he, I think he saw the dream way earlier than me, and he tried to prepare me for that. Um,
yeah.
um, that is a guy who's really an influence to my life. Um,
Mm.
my mom, who who is a who's a mom to me, who's a father, who's a dad to me right now. She's really been trying to keep me uptight, giving me those like real conversations that I'm like, damn. I mean, you're right, mom. I mean, so like some stuff that keeps you in check because as a guy who's
Yeah,
always trying to help people, you need people who can help you out mentally, physically, emotionally. So
yeah,
my mom has been doing a great job in doing that. Um, Lastly,
yeah.
um, most influential people in my life. Whew.
Mm. But three.
I think it goes hand in hand for two people. Um, I have
Mm,
Coach Bahati. I mean, that guy is like a dad to me who is doing the same passion, who is in the same passion as I have, and and a guy of mine called Mega. He's my designer, and I could tell you on a lot of things that he's been able to teach me and put me in a straight line, and I'm so thankful because of him. And having a guy like him in my team has really helped me so much. So I would pick those almost four people who can come up to three
mm.
people. I mean, in my life, who have really been a great influence in my life so far.
That is great. That is great to hear. Um, so apart from the influential people that you've had,
Yeah,
you also have to constantly keep yourself inspired, right?
yeah.
So, what have you read or listened to recently that has inspired you, and in what way?
Um, I got in touch with one of these guys. He's a psychologist in Mwimbili, and I
Okay.
was lucky he talked to a group, a number of us in a certain setting, and he gave us something called trying to practice the 5 A's of life. So the 5 A's of life includes avoiding, accepting, altering, um, avoiding, accepting, altering. Um, wow, this is how you know you gotta go back to your notes. So I'm gonna go back to my notes for you guys because I think this is one of the most important thing I can share with
We're
anyone. Yeah,
we're honored.
avoiding, altering, accepting, adapting, and acting. So he taught us the 5 A's of life, and I think to me, kind of spoke a whole lot. He told us try to avoid any type of confusion in life by allowing yourself to different type of knowledges that can go against on what you believe best. I mean, by that, a source of confusion can be a friend, can be a family friend who talks or says some things opposite on how you believe. I don't mean that everything they say is not true, but there's certain things in life as you grow up, you need to be able to avoid them, and certain voices that come to your way, you need to be able to avoid them. So he talked to us about avoiding, and he said you gotta be able to accept. Sometimes you will win, sometimes you will lose. It's a metric of life sometimes. So you gotta be okay about that and let it move on. I mean, in actual sense, wins or losses are just imposters in our lives. They don't really define who we are. So you gotta be able to accept with that and move on as fast as you can, because before you know it, if you leave at the of in what you had, I mean, you might waste a whole lot of time trying to discover who you are. And also, he said we gotta be quick to adapt. I mean, as you know, we human beings we hate change. Same with me. I mean, starting off basketball as a journey, as a passion, it wasn't that easy in terms of the lifestyle. So I had to adapt as quick as I can. Had to grow up. I had to think like a business guy. I had to. All that is trying to adapt to becoming a new me. And the quicker you get to adapt in things, environment, the more likely you are to become successful. And also, he said alter, in other words, change. I mean, if plan A doesn't really work, you always gotta have a plan B, a plan C. In other words, you gotta be versatile. And versatility gives you an ability to be able to be dynamic in different ways of life. So yeah, I mean, and the last thing is act. The most important thing in life, you can plan so much. I like you can write up, you can meet up, you can do a whole lot, motivate yourself. But if you don't act or start, I mean, it doesn't really take you nowhere. You won't know what potential lies inside you. You won't know even if you're good at it or not. So they say it's better if you try to fall off a cliff and know that you have wings, but rather than just staying off a cliff being scared of to fall. So those 5 A's really speak a lot to my life right now, and I'm really glad to have heard whatever you say to my life. So that's all I can say recently that really stuck out to my mind so far.
Okay. Um, so that's great. We've been taking notes there, we're out here speaking and letting our listeners know, but we're also getting some really deep life lessons. And I've known you to be a really good life coach apart from basketball, and that's just something that I really appreciate. So, Phineas, so not many people, maybe might be a small group of people, might be out there thinking, okay, so has he ever wanted a career um, as a player in the NBA, or is his goal in the NBA, or does he want to coach the NBA? Like, is is basketball all about NBA, or is it something more for you personally? That is.
I think first of all is you just gotta be able to differentiate between the sport and the passion. I mean,
Mm,
the sport might be basketball, or the vehicle might be sports, but the passion is just helping people. You know,
yeah,
you can be in NBA right now, but if you're not feeling as if you're really helping people, I mean, you might be the saddest person in the NBA right now. To
yeah,
me, it's like I love helping people, being service of people. That's why when I started, I was like helping a soul, because I feel like every single day um I'm ordained to do that, trying to help a person get better. I see a person improve. I see part of me helping somebody improve, and I see that growing into somebody else, and I see it helping their lives outside basketball. That's
yeah,
really success. NBA or whatever. We've seen people going to NBA being it's I know it's such a big platform. I wouldn't lie to you that I don't want to be there, but the true
yeah,
the true success to me is if I can lift up my people and I can make them get better at what they do. Cause trust me, if you come to my program, I'm never gonna sell you a dream that I'm gonna take you to the NBA.
yeah.
First of all, my selling point is that I know a whole lot of people that come to my program 10 years, 20 years from now, they'll be working from 9 to 5 jobs. They'll be having their own businesses. They'll be, because to be honest, that's the reality of life. You know,
Yeah,
some
definitely.
some very few minority people will be able to make it that far. So
It's
what
true.
about the majority who are not making it through? So I believe that's what I'm saying. If I can help them through basketball to think about life in a different spectrum, and they attack life in that mindset and they find their own success, I'm done. Like that's to me, that's my legacy. That's how I want to leave. If if that's the job that's gonna take me to the NBA and do it on a larger scale, I'll love to do it. But all in all, is like, is my people being helped? Are they being lifted up? Are they? I'm not saying this because I'm in a podcast. I'm not saying this. This is what I'll tell you even when you wake me up late night. I need my peoples to be able to get opportunity to help themselves. I have few of my students right now who are really looking at life at a different level, in terms of how they just take care of themselves. And they're trying to find their own success based upon to what I taught them, not in basketball, but I taught them something that will take them way far in life, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's that we coaches, we are great coaches because we not only help you as a basketball coach, sometimes we act as dads, brothers, sisters, friends, all that together, you know? Because before a kid or guy gets to a court, you don't know how many things that came across him on his way to the court, you know? Some of them miss a meal, some of them are not well with their mothers and fathers. Some of them, I mean, they haven't gone to school for a while. Some of them they're facing a mental breakdown. You gotta be there, you know. You gotta be there to attend that. I have kids that I train sometime, and all they just want to come to my program and do is just sit down, enjoy with their friends. So it feels like they're being pressured to perform every single day. They gotta be in class. They gotta go for swimming. They gotta go for karate. They gotta go for what and what and what. And in the end of the day, they just want to be kids, you know. So I give them that mental space to be them, and they bring out better results at the end of the day. So, in nutshell, to be honest, that's true success, and to me, I would love if I can like if NBA is gonna help me do that. I mean, enlarge that influence in a larger scale. I'd love to, you know. But yeah, I'm happy with that with where I am. I I want to grow, and I'm looking forward for more opportunities. I'm finding the opportunities. But hey, with what I'm doing right now, I'm so happy, and I'm so happy with the people who are supporting me so far right now.
That's amazing, Phineas. That's honestly amazing. But I want to finish off with the last question. Where do you see you in the picture, of course? Where do you see yourself and basketball in our country going in a few 5, 10 years?
Um, one thing is that I wish coaches who do basketball, first of all, because we're number one influencers of this sport. We gotta be able to have a mindset on how we can make our programs sustainable, both for the kids and for them also. You know, I mean, the true heroes of this sport is the people who teach the sport. You know, growing up, this sport ilikuwa iko valid kwa sababu the people who were teaching this sport were not valued. You know, they didn't have a great lifestyle here and there. So here comes the new generation. Phineas comes in. He does this thing, his thing, and it's a whole different thing now. It's an ecosystem of business, and he can make a living out of it. First of all, I'd want to see more of that. I would want to see more basketball programs, not in Dar es Salaam. I want to see more basketball programs out there in other regions, and not only
Mm,
basketball programs but sustainable. When I say sustainable, is as a coach you gotta be able to think outside the box. When you start a program, you're starting a whole organization. You gotta know how to market yourself. You gotta know how to make a living out of yourself. You gotta know how to like grow your influence. You know, you got there's social media right now. I'd want to see more of that happening, because most of our coaches have programs, but they really don't know how to expand it and make the reach that much extensive. Because Phineas is one people. It's just me. I can reach a certain number of people in this nation. If we're 10 of us, or if we're 20 of us, that's a whole lot of
yeah.
number being reached, you know, and that's a whole lot of kids being taught basketball, and that's a whole lot of
Mm,
talent being groomed. So in the end, if you come and look at it, we're going to have a greater basketball team nationwide just because of these programs being able to structure themselves to that extent. So that's the first thing to me is like, I would love to see coaches or programs, basketball programs, which are consistent and sustainable, and they can be able to emerge and expand their reach in different extensive areas of this nation. Second of all, is that
yeah.
um, as me, as a guy who really is really pioneering for this community to grow, is to see most of our guys achieving their own success at what they do. You know, I don't want to put a
Yeah.
label. I don't want to put. I mean, a demand that they should be basketball players. Nah, I want to see y'all succeed at what you guys do best because of what we were able to help you guys with, you know? And to us, seeing you guys do that, and but also seeing you guys giving back to the community, just because of what of the sparkle that we were able to infuse in your hearts, and that really made you guys like achieve your own success and come back and invest in people and trying to uplift others. that's that's gonna be one of the beautiful things to see in my life, because that's, to me, that's my legacy right there, left upon different people in their hearts. So seeing the people that goes through a program, start the things of their own, have their own success at what they do, be it basketball related or not basketball related, and still have the urge to give back to the community, that's gonna be such an amazing thing to do. Because in the end of the day, nobody's going to invest in what we love than us. You know, we're the first people to invest in this thing. So if we're going to be able to create a type of um, mindset and heart to be able to just give back to the community, that's going to really help and lift up a lot of people in 10 years. Lastly is see some of the few players who will be able to go through our program, raise our national flag, and compete at
Yeah.
different world stages. Because, hey, I know I said a whole lot about life and stuff, but we really need to put the basketball, Tanzania basketball, in the map, and it
Yeah.
starts right now. If we want to perform 10 years right from now, we gotta start right now. Start with those little kids. Those kids are gonna do something, so we gotta invest as much as we can and keep it consistent that way. So those three things I think would really make me a happy man in 10 years.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Phineas. We have learned a lot. We have learned much about your lifestyle, and we've gotten a lot of life lessons and really into who you are and how you operate and how you've become the man you are and how you're going. Um, you could tell our viewers where they can find you, our listeners, where they can find you, where they can get you on social media, and you could greet them and just, you know, tell them anything to end this off.
First of all, I'd like to thank my team. I mean, I keep forgetting this. I would like to thank my team. Some
Mm,
people who've been real to me and supported me when I didn't really know what I was doing, and they really
yeah,
believed in that. And I'd like to thank Mega, thank
yeah.
Omar, my sister Naema, thank
Shout out.
and all the people, Chacha, everybody, Danis, Linda, Kun, Water, Mike, every player who was being able to be there for as long as they can because they believe in what I do. You know, I would
Mm,
like to thank them. I would like to thank my mom for being so helpful so far right now and holding it down for us. And I would like to thank God because He's been really, really amazing. I believe in God and I believe everything I do right now is because He's really giving me opportunity to help His people. So I
yeah.
thank everybody. I thank you guys for just giving me an opportunity to talk to everybody who listens to you guys. And it's amazing at what you guys do. I am Phineas. My Instagram account, Twitter, Facebook is Unmatched Basketball. One word. You'll find me there. Holla at me if you want training, if you want advice, consultation, anything basketball related, non basketball related, except politics. I don't like it. Um, Otherwise,
Good.
I appreciate y'all. I mean, Santa Sana. Um, hope to hope to engage with some of yours listeners some days, and Santa Sana. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And this was Phineas, our special guest, and this is The Shades. Bye. Okay.